Hi guys, I've decided to do another book post of all of the books that have been sent to me over the last couple of weeks. I was going to do this on Sunday, but I took my iPhone into the swimming pool with me, so that didn't go to plan. So I am now doing it now, and I'm hoping I'm not clashing with anything important like MasterChef. It is about 20 to 8 on a, what day is it? It's a Wednesday, right? Okay, anyway, so I'm going to read you guys and show you guys what I've been sent this week, what exciting book posts. So here we go, first one. First one out of the bag is Beneath the Skin by Caroline England, and I'll show you the cover. Okay, and this one is coming from, it's coming from my publisher. I think it's coming from Avon. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm going to go with yeah, it is. It says on the back, the lies start small, they always do. Antonia. It's been her name for many years. Ooh, good start. But sometimes, like tonight, she forgets. Antonia has a secret so dark and deep that she can barely admit it to herself. Instead, she treats herself to Friday night sessions of self-harm while her husband David is at the pub and her best friend Sophie is drinking too much wine a few doors down. Nobody close to her knows the truth about what she saw all those years ago. Not one, that is, except her mother. But Candy is in a care home now, her mind too confused to remember the truth. Antonia is safe, isn't she? So that's cool. Oh, hang on, let me see. I've got to press buttons on this. It's right there. Okay, I want to see who's viewing this. Great. Oh, let's try and not break my camera. Uh-oh! Tactical faults. So just queued it up beforehand. That's my other wall. There we go. I really need to get a better selfie stick. This one is really erratic and it doesn't hold in place. And I know at 36 I'm way too old to have a selfie stick, so I should totally be causing myself trouble with it. Oh no! Right, let's see if we can get it to stay. Let's try. There we go. That's great, that's better. Now I can see who's watching and who's sending me messages. Do send me messages and send me highs and I will read them out, and let me know if you have read any of these books and if I should put them towards the top of my to read list. Okay, so this one is again Beneath the Skin by Caroline England, and it has a great quote on it saying, a dark compelling read perfect for fans of Apple Tree Yard and C.L. Taylor. Now I love Callie, so that's a good start. So that is the first out of my post bag. The next one I have out of my post bag this week is, oh, now this is really exciting. This is Mad by Chloe Esposito. Now, there is a lot of hype around this book. Let me see if I can line it up with my face. Oh no, it's the other way. That's about right, yeah? See if I can do it like this. Okay, so there's a lot of hype about this book. There's so much excitement. Chloe basically got a massive, huge debut deal, and I believe that the film rights have also been sold, and they're in talks of getting that done at the moment. The last I heard, there were rumours of Channing Tatum starring it, but you know, who knows. And this is the first in a trilogy, which is called Mad, Bad and Dangerous, and it says on the back of it, first she was mad. Mad is the first in the sexy, shocking and compulsively readable Mad, Bad and Dangerous to Know trilogy, and the beginning of a roller coaster ride you'll never forget. Now, I haven't read this one yet, but I'm really excited. It's basically being kind of pitched at people who love Maestra, and I really enjoy Maestra by L.S. Hilton. I thought it was a fantastic kind of romp. It is very rude. I'm expecting Mad to be also very rude, so if you want a bit of erotica in your lives, this is what you want to go for. So this is Mad by Chloe Esposito. Thank you for sending me that one, guys. Next one in my post bag this week is, it's a printed one. This is what they send you guys when they're not ready to go out on proofs. You get them kind of in ring binders like this, which is quite exciting. And we have Freya, Sweet Little Lies, that's come in, and that's come in from Bonnier. Thank you, guys. Let me see if I can find out a little bit about this. Oh, Kaz has a first-class degree in history and politics. Smart lady. Okay, let's see. Ooh, so this won the Richard and Judy Search for a Bestseller competition winner, which is a fantastically good thing to get. Richard and Judy obviously have their very famous book club. If you get anything in association with them, you're usually shit hot. So this will be shit hot. Okay, and let's see what it says about it. There are some characters that grab you as soon as you meet them, and Kat Kinsella is one of them. She's wry, intelligent, endearing, fiercely loyal, and she just jumps off the page and into your heart. Well, that sounds good. And it also says that it is captivating. So, as I said, that is Sweet Little Lies by Freya. I don't know anything else about it because it doesn't say it. Maybe I can read on the back, see if there's any more. This is the problem with the ring binder ones. You see, they're so excited to get them out to us guys, but there's like not anything to read. So I can tell you that it won the Richard and Judy competition for debut authors. So keep your eyes out for this. It's probably going to be huge. Next in my post bag this week is... This one is by Tammy Cohen. This is They All Fall Down. Now, I love Tammy's writing and I love Tammy as a person. She's a fantastic girl. The last book of hers was called... what was it called? It was called... I can't remember what it was called. And then When She Was Bad, and it was amazing. Seriously, it was like properly get under your skin uncomfortable. It was set in an office. It had like kind of these disastrous, awful, tense kind of away days, like management away days, like proper terror, which I think resonated with everybody who's an introvert and like sort of hates other people and being made to do organised fun. And it was fantastic. Really, really, really good and really dark and really gripping. Tammy, I think, is a writer who's at the top of her game. So I'm really excited to get this one. Also, very nice cover. It says, she knows there's a killer on the loose, but no one believes her. Will she be next? They All Fall Down by Tammy Cohen. And I'll read you the back. They say it's all in her head. She knows it's not. Hannah had a normal life, a loving husband, a good job, until she did something shocking. Now she's in a psychiatric clinic. It should be a safe place, but patients keep dying. The doctors say it's suicide. Hannah knows they're lying. Can she make anyone believe her before the killer strikes again? Isn't that a great setup? So it's set in a mental institute where a woman who is a patient has cracked onto the fact that there's a serial killer and nobody believes her. That's such a great idea. I love it. Fantastic. So keep your eyes out for this one. This is They All Fall Down by Tammy Cohen. And what else have I got in my bag this week? Now I know a lot of you will be excited about this one. This is the new Sophie Hannah. Now, Sophie is a fantastic writer and everybody is always, always so excited to get her work. This is her latest and it is called Did You See Melody? Now, you can tell that this is an exciting book because it comes with, look, snazzy hole punched cover. They don't do this for proofs unless it's a really, really, really big deal. So this book is a really, really, really big deal. If you haven't come across Sophie Hannah before, you may have heard of her because she is the woman who has been commissioned to bring back Poirot and has been writing the last 2 Poirot books that have been commissioned, and she was commissioned by the Christie family themselves. So you can't really get higher praise than that. Now, this is a great proof, very exciting. On the back it simply says, forget what you think you know. We love that already. Let me read what the bump says. If you know Sophie's work, you're in for both a surprise and a treat. Good start. Did You See Melody combines all her twisty genius with a new setting and a brilliant central premise. It opens with an impossible situation and will keep you hooked all the way through as the characters try to solve the mystery. Was it Melody? If it was, what does that mean? And is it dangerous? And the setup for this, I believe, is that Melody is, yeah, here we go. She's the most famous murder victim in the country, but what if she's not dead? And that's what you call a really strong premise. And this is Sophie Hannah's, and it is called Did You See Melody? Keep your eyes out for this. I'm looking forward to to reading it. It's going to be a great one, I think, by the pool. Look at that. It's got like swimming pool on the front. It already makes me think of summer holidays, beach reads. Good thing to buy. Okay, and next through my door, I have had, oh, this is from Mark. Look, this came in like a box, like, it's like, it looks like I thought it was chocolates to begin with. But, you know, books are that for my waistline. Oh, I'm sorry if you can hear the plane going past outside. I don't live terribly far from Luton Airport, and apparently the clouds are low. Okay, so Mark Edwards, who many of you will know, is an absolute stonking bestseller author, and he's also a really nice guy. And this is his latest. It's called The Lucky Ones, and on the back it says, "It was the happiest day of her life. Little did she know that it would also be her last." When a woman's body is found in the grounds of a ruined priory, Detective Imogen Evans realises she is dealing with a serial killer. A killer whose victims appear to die in a state of bliss, eyes open, smiles forever frozen on their faces. A few miles away, single dad Ben Hogfield believes his fortunes are changing at last. Forced to move back to the sleepy village where he grew up following the breakdown of his marriage, Ben finally finds work. What's more, the bullies who have been terrorising his son, Ollie, disappear. For the first time in months, Ben feels lucky. Uh-oh. But he is unaware that someone is watching him and Ollie. Someone who wants nothing but happiness for Ben. Happiness and death. The Lucky Ones is the terrifying new thriller from the #1 Kindle best-selling author of Follow You Home and The Devil's Work. Mike Edwards writes psychological thrillers in which scary things happen to ordinary people, and is inspired by writers such as Stephen King, Ira Levin, Ruth Rendell and Linwood Barclay. I think Mark has had like 3 #1 international bestsellers. He's properly skilled, and you want to be looking out for this one. And look at this nice shiny cover. So The Lucky Ones, Mark Edwards, nice and creepy. Doesn't that make you feel scared? Watch out for that, guys. That's coming soon. And the last one in my bag of posts this week, I have, oh actually strictly this did not arrive this week, it arrived the week before, but it missed my last post, so I'm popping it in this one, and it is Obsession. Now I know that this, and this is by Amanda Robson, I know that this has gone out to a lot of bloggers this week because I keep seeing it cropping up in my field, and it comes from Avon, and it's actually the first commission by my editor Phoebe Morgan, and I totally trust her judgment, so I know it's going to be fantastic. And it says Obsession. Noun, the domination of one's thoughts or feelings by a persistent idea, image, desire or person. Okay, well that sounds creepy. And on the front it says, he's not your husband, he's hers. Okay, good start. So we know it's going to be tense psychological thriller. I have also heard that there are quite a lot of sexy bits in this book. So if that's what you're into, then you want to keep an eye open for this one as well. Let me see if I've got any more puff to tell you about it. Here we go. Obsession tells the story of 2 couples whose lives spiral out of control following an innocent game on a campsite. Don't go camping, guys. I mean, that's the most obvious thing. It's an incredibly compelling, dark psychological thriller which takes infidelity and raises the bar all the way up to murder. Amanda Robson is a knockout debut novelist, a former poisons expert. Okay, right, that's just cheating. You can't be that cool and write crime. It's like that I think that probably tops being a former cop and now writing crime if you're a poisons expert. I mean, who does that? Who wakes up in the morning and is like, oh, when I grow up, I want to be a poisons expert? So Amanda has a very cool previous job and presumably quite a lot of inside knowledge on how to bump people off. You want to be getting this one, guys. Obsession by Amanda Robson. Is it Robson? Yeah, by Amanda Robson. It's out soon. Check it. Okay, and that is the end of the books that I've had in my post bag this week, but I thought I would let you know the books that I have read and which one and what I think of them. Now, first up, I have read, and this is the proof copy, so the actual cover looks a little bit different. The cover of this book has a white bit here and a black bit here, and it is He Said, She Said by Erin Kelly, which is a fantastic, tense thriller. It's set in the world of eclipse chasers, so it's a couple who travel around the world chasing the eclipses, which is a fantastic and fascinating kind of backdrop for a story in itself, and it's very cleverly structured throughout the book, and it centres on a couple who witness a rape, and then afterwards the victim becomes dangerously obsessed with the couple themselves. It is so twisty but so expertly done that you do not see any of them coming. I reckon I gasped out loud, like properly out loud. I'm not saying that in a kind of a like, oh my god, I gasped out loud. I literally went and everybody in Costa turned around and stared at me about 3 times, and on the final page I said fuck when I'd finished, which is always a fantastic sign. If a book elicits that kind of emotional response from you, you know it's really good. Erin Kelly is a beloved writer among other writers, and I think part of that is that she manages to pull the wool over our eyes. When you write crime fiction and you write thrillers, you tend to know how the mechanics of these things work, so you tend to inadvertently see things coming where other readers or readers who perhaps don't read like masses and masses of crime thrillers might not. But I don't know anybody who is able to see where Erin is going to take a book. So I would highly, highly, highly recommend He Said, She Said. It was out last week. It's out in hardback at the moment. I think it went straight into the Sunday Times bestseller chart, top 10, and it's thoroughly deserves, because it's an absolutely cracking read. So definitely get that one if you get the chance. The next one that I read this week was Deep Down Dead by Steph Broadrib. Now, I am very late to reading this. This book was actually out a couple of months ago now. And to show you how much of an impact it says, I'm going to show you the back of the book. This was the proof that was sent to me. I think this is actually the finished article, but I'll show you the back and show you how many quotes. You know, you get quotes on the front covers of books and on the back covers of books from other writers to say what they thought of it and things like that. Look, they covered the entire back of this book with puffs. Okay, so there are quotes from Simon Toyne, Steve Kavanagh, David Mark, David Young, Howard Linsky, Anya Lipska, Louise Voss, Luca Vesti, S.J. Holiday, Mason Cross, Rod Reynolds, Michael J. Malone, Neil Broadfoot, Alex Kahn, J.S. Law, Chris Whitaker, Graham Cameron, Daniel Pembury, Marnie Richards, Zoe Sharp, Fergus McNeil, Barry Forshaw, who is the crime reviewer and a fantastic guy and reads so much crime, so that's a great one to get. Ava Marsh, Alexandra Solkov, and on the front, no less, she has quotes from Ian Rankin, who says, like Midnight Run, but much darker, really, really, really good. Lee Child, fast, confident and suspenseful. And Mark Billingham, a real cracker. Steph Broadrib's kick-ass. Steph Broadrib kicks ass, as does her ace protagonist. Now, that is three kind of massive crime writers that I'm sure you recognise, and for them to have given puffs to what is a debut, that's quite phenomenal. And this book is a cracker of a read. I loved it. It's set in Florida, over in the States, or starts in Florida, and it's about Laurie Anderson, who is a Florida bounty hunter and mother to a sick 9-year-old. When her medical bills rack up for her kiddie, she has no choice but to take on a job that will make her a fast buck, and that's when things start to go wrong. This is a cracker of a read. It is so pacey, it is so fast. I think I devoured it in like 3 hours, if that. Absolutely loved it, and I love Laurie as a character. She's a fantastically drawn character. You brought right into her world, right into her life. I love all of her like Americanized sayings that she has. It's great, and I would highly recommend it if you want a real kind of thrilling fast track read. I also know that Steph, when she was researching this, actually went and trained to become a bounty hunter, which is, you know, badass. And as part of that, I believe that she learned how to fire a taser. And I think they have to volunteer to be tasered themselves. I'm sure she can't have done that, because I really hope she didn't do that. Anyway, there is a taser incident in this. You're going to want to read it. Deep Down Dead by Steph Broadrib. I will give it 5 stars. Highly recommended. And then the other book that I read this week, and I'm going to show it to you on my iPad because I don't have a copy with me right now, and that is Blood Tide by Claire McGowan. Now, this is the next in the Paula Maguire series. Paula is a forensic psychologist, but it totally works as a standalone on its own, so you don't have to have read the rest of the series to enjoy it. And it's just such a great setup. Basically, the strapline says, a missing couple, a lurking killer, a perfect storm. And Paula, who is the lead protagonist, ends up going to an island, a small island off the coast of Ireland, where she is investigating a missing couple. And then things get really, really, really dark, and she ends up stuck on the island itself. it's really unique, I think, as an idea, and really, and I can't tell you more without kind of blowing what happens in the story. But it's a really clever and unique read, and it's really tense, and I can really see it being a movie. Like all the way through, I just felt increasingly claustrophobic, and I could see everything. Claire writes with such a great kind of visual description that everything is brought to life, and I was there on that island. There's a storm, you know, they get stuck overnight, you know, there are like the seas raging. Honestly, it completely pulls you in. And again, I read this in probably like 3 hours. Absolutely loved it, and I would highly recommend it. So that's Claire McGowan, Blood Tide. Okay, so that is my 3 books that I have read this week and my book post that I've had. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to say hi to Sophie and hi to Richard. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Do let me know if you've read any of them or if you recommend any of them, and I will see you soon. Bye!